Hey, good morning everybody. Sam with MoPros here. Professional, knowledgeable, and reliable. That's what we do here at MoPros. Hey, I wanted to hop on and give you guys a little bit of education on palm trees in Texas. Palm trees are becoming more and more popular here in North Central Texas, and there's a lot of confusion about it. Some people say, well, they don't do well here because we're not Florida or Hawaii. Some people say, oh, you can plant any palm tree you want. So we're gonna break it down for you a little bit. Today is the perfect opportunity to do it because we are finishing up a pool landscape. I just picked up some nice pretty plants to go around some large palm trees in the back of these folks' yard. Wow, look at that hawk. You guys see that hawk? That was cool. I digress. All right, so we were called in to landscape around this beautiful pool that was built. And then the palms were installed by the greenery, the nursery here in Waxahachie, beautiful palm trees. And then we were called in to install irrigation around the pool, build the flower beds, do our little finishing thing and make it pop. The exact words from the customer were make it showstopper, and that is what we do. But anyways, back to palm trees. All right, there are basically 4 varieties, maybe 5, there could be an argument for one more, of palm trees that we like to plant in North Central Texas. The best performing palm for our winters is none other than the Florida Sable Palm. You guys have probably been seeing these around town. If you live here in Ellis County, they are popping up everywhere in commercial projects around pools, and there really isn't a better palm for our area. Now, you're gonna say, why a Florida Sable Palm instead of a Texas Sable Palm? Well, the area in Florida that these come from have even harsher winters than we do. It gets about 10 degrees colder every winter in those areas in Florida. So these are even better than the Texas Sable Palms that come from South Texas. We hardly ever have any issues with these. You don't have to wrap them in the winter. And man, do they make a statement for your pool. That's what we call instant gratification. In addition to the Florida Sable, you have 3 other types of palms that we really like to plant. Number 2 would be the Windmill Palm. Windmill palms are a tall, skinny palm. They have a hairy, dark trunk. They have a fawn, really pretty tree. They're a little more slender look, so if you've got a tighter spot or you want to put a specimen palm tree, they'll get upwards of 15, even 20 feet tall if you let them, but pretty slow growing. After that, we have a Mediterranean fan palm. There's actually one of those on this landscape, so let me show you that. This here is a Mediterranean fan palm. It has a tendency to grow lower and fuller. It has a fawn like the windmill. These are the fawns here, the leaves of the palm tree. But it has multiple trunks instead of one single trunk. Really cool specimen if you've got a area where you don't want something to get as tall, but it needs to fill up pretty wide. Number 4 would be a Pindo Palm. Pindo Palms are a large variety. They get just as tall as they do wide. Now, the Mediterranean fan palm and the Pindo Palm might not be quite as cold hardy as the Florida Sable and the Windmill Palms. We're pretty confident here planting them, but if we do have a really cold winter, like if it drops below 10 degrees or if it's in the teens for more than just an hour, just maybe a whole day or something, we do want to wrap them up. And you can call us MoPros. We do wrapping. There's other landscape companies in the area that do professional wrapping. Basically, you want to get a thick frost blanket. Some people use burlap, and that's fine. And you want to wrap the hearth of the palm tree. The hearth is the middle part where the fawns reach the trunk. So the base isn't even as important. You can wrap it all the way down to the base, but there's a misconception about, if you think you wrap the base, then you're good. It needs to be from the base all the way to, a couple of feet up those limbs, so you get the hearth of the tree. Number 5, which is not as cold hardy as the other 4, would be a Sago Palm. Sago Palms are a little more sensitive in the winter, but they're such a cool, unique variety. They're a dwarf miniature palm. They get maybe 6 feet tall, full grown, and sometimes not even that big here. And they just are a great piece to add to the landscape, and they're really easy to cover if we do have a harsh winter. So that's why we do kind of include that in that group of palm trees that you can plant in North Central Texas. And sometimes I think we don't give them as much credit as we should. A lot of times I've had a Sago Palm that I forgot to wrap. I thought it died over the winter. It turned brown, but then you know what? I cut it back, and in the spring, it flourished right back out. Here's Matt Keever. This is how he carries plants to the flower beds. Always trying to make me laugh while I'm making a video. Thanks, Matt. All right, y'all, so those are basically the 4 to 5 varieties of palms that we are comfortable with planting here in North Central Texas. So more specifically, we're talking about Ellis County. We are zone 8B, and if you go a few miles in any direction, you know, the whole ball game changes a little bit. So in the years of experience that we've had planting and guaranteeing these tropical plants, these are the ones that we're comfortable with. There are a few others that you'll see around this area, and the reason we don't plant them is because we stand behind our plants. We offer a 1-year warranty for all trees installed, and we don't like having to go back and replace things a lot. So the Mexican fan palm is one that you see around a lot, a pretty palm tree, and you'll see a lot of big ones here in Ellis County that have been here for 20 years or so. But when I was working in a nursery a few years back, we had a really harsh winter where we lost a lot of Mexican fan palms, even large established ones that have been there for years. Ever since then, the landscape companies have been a little weary of planting Mexican fan palms, so it's not one that we would really recommend, even though you might see some around. And then there's other types of palms. There's a lot of indoor palms, you know, and I'm not talking about those, but you know, if you want to choose a palm that's going to last in your landscape, choose one of those 4. We'll go through them again. Florida Sable Palm, Windmill Palm, Mediterranean Fan Palm, also known as European Fan Palm, and then lastly a Pindo Palm, and a 5th if you want to throw in a Sago Palm, just because it's so unique and special, and it's not that hard to cover in the winter if you need to. So I hope you guys learned something. We install these types of palms. We love doing pool landscapes. You know, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer and you just wanted to learn something, or you're looking for a company to hire, you know, please consider us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our videos, and we'll do some more soon.